Greetings, my beautiful, beautiful cosmic family. I had to show my ass tonight on this waxing moon. I noticed some things. I noticed a lot of things. And the other night, maybe 2 nights ago, I was called out of my sleep. My ancestors woke me up and said, get up, do a cleanse, protect both ends of the block. So I'm saying, okay. Don't ask no questions. I get up and I do what I need to do. I go to each corner, do the cleanse as was given. My ancestor said, okay. So as I do the cleanse, I notice every time I do a cleanse, this little girl come over. Every time it's like it never fails, like clockwork. Or she try to come over. But this time I was thrown off guard. The other kids down the street was down here. I let the kids play. We did slime and activities today. Okay, fine. My daughter was in fear. It raised something up in me. Cause let me say this. I was on the phone with somebody. And they said, what the hell is going on? I said, listen, when you are the light, you attract all things. You attract darkness. You attract bees, flies, mosquitoes, all type of shit. You attract everything. And you have to just have a good discernment on what it is you're attracting into your reality. And you got people that will monitor you. And they will monitor. Throughout this life, I often always figured out that there are many things that we overlook. Most of the time, we overlook children. Oh, they a child. You should not treat them that way. Oh, they a child. You should look this way. Oh, they a child. But the child is who you should pay attention to. Because the child shall wear the energy of his mother and father proudly. It's not meant for me to get deep into what all the way happened. But trust and believe, I see everything. Even when I don't see it. Even when I don't speak on it. Or sometimes when it seems like I've been fooled. Sometimes I catch on a little too late. And this was the moment I did. Sometimes the divine will move you in places just for a moment to see. Will you allow the dark hole to suck you in? Or will you allow yourself to always move and be free? People fear people. But they don't understand. I know what the dead is. I know what hell is. I know what it feels like to be in that lowest vibration. But I don't go fucking with people. They try to fuck with me. They try to figure me out. They try to see what I'm up to, what I do. Oh, the glisten in my eye, the beauty in my lips, the step in my walk. Oh, smokriata. The beauty within, and within this one out. There's a war up. There's a war. And maybe I need to go watch that last video I posted, because there were messages that I needed to hear. So I want to tell you this, chosen one. Never be afraid of the wicked. Always look them in their eyes. But they have some that's dark portals, where the longer you look them in their eyes, the more energy they steal. So be wary and be protective of who they are. Show no sign of fear. Show them that you can just be as dark and wicked, but you still choose peace. I tell people all the time, this life here is my safe space. And now the silence is what I hear. I'm so beautiful. I like my night walks. I like my night vibe. Because one minute I'm so loud, the next I'm so quiet. And so soft. And so gentle. And so at peace. With self. I'm gonna go watch that last video. I don't have much to say. Spirit won't allow me to say much, but I love you all. Let me see how I look in the light. I feel high. Well, I did take a shroom earlier. Oh, excuse me. I took a shroom earlier, and I think I'm coming off of it, but I didn't take much. Took just a little bit. And yeah, a lot of people may be afraid of these people, but fear don't do anything to me. And if I fear it, that means I must conquer it. Fear none, fear nothing. Fear nothing. What the fear? But I love you all. I'm gonna go watch the video. Greetings, my beautiful, beautiful cosmic family. So I wanted to say this. A lot of times as adults, we overlook the mouths or the energy of children. And this is why it's so important for you, when you know you're a chosen person and you know your children are chosen. This is a prime example, and this is very important for a lot of parents to watch and monitor their children playing and interacting with other children. Because you can pick up on the energy. You could pick up on you if you see your child's energy get dim. You could pick up on other energies around your children, and you can know who sucked them dry and who didn't. So this is why I always sit back and I realize certain things. And I remember my ancestors just showed me something. Back in the ancient times, people, high rich people or kings and queens, will hire children to be spies, and KILLERS. So the movie Children of the Corn is very, very fucking real, based on a true story. There is a lot of wicked children, and a lot of times you overlook them because you feel like they're cute, they're innocent. True. That's why a lot of them get away with so many things that could be done in the dark. And the enemy knew in my life how much I love children. And that is why the enemy often always sent children monitoring spirits, children spies, and children that will disrupt and steal energy from my children. So I used to ask, like, why the hell I keep coming across these wicked children? Just like God have children, the devil can too. It's free will. A lot of Jezebel women that go around with messing up homes and doing all type of wicked things, can carry a wicked seed as well. Can crave earthly things instead of spiritual things that you can pull down to the earth. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention of the children you surround with yourself with and the children that come around and want to play with your children. Because my ancestors, let me tell you. So I'm going to get straight into it. So the other night I was meditating. I wasn't even asleep. And during this meditation, I hear a little girl scream like, ah. So I'm thinking it's my inner child. I go ask my daughter if it was her. She sleep. She like, no, I'm having a good dream. And she went back to sleep. However, I end up going to sleep moments later. And in the sleep, I see two children, two familiar faces that I've seen cross this path in this reality. And when these children came in a dream world, they were smiling and looking, playing innocent from a distance. They was laughing like, so innocent and so youthful. And when I went over to buy them, they turned around with black eyes. Like all this was all black and black around it. And they turned around and they had knives attempting to attack me and stab me and try to clip me basically in a dream state. One of them cut my finger. And I hear my ancestors in the dream state. I hear my higher self. Now, I'm not going to say my ancestors. I hear my higher self saying, you have to do it. If you don't do it, it's going to be done to you. You have to do it. And I had to take my sword. That spiritual sword that I have in the spirit realm, baby, is something simple. Something so deep. And I took that sword and I said, and I was holding a little kid head, walking it towards the darkness, the death of people. A lot of people don't understand that term. What Nas said, I held dead bodies in my arms, felt their bodies turn cold. Whoa, is this how this world gotta go? You gotta go listen to it. People are walking around here with dead flesh. Their flesh is dead. They have no soul. They feel cold. You often think people are hell and living in hell because they angry and they always gotta have heat. Most of the people you will ever meet that's wicked as fuck will be always cold. Vampire. I have met many people in this life where I shook their hand and it was cold. As if they was laying in a walking casket. And when the divine showed me it was 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. And I had to cut their necks off in a dream. And I held them. And I took them to their maker. And my ancestors congratulated me for that because I passed another test. Because I often always seen kids as innocent and youthful and peaceful. But there is wicked kids out here. And this is in a dream state, y'all. But know that things that manifest spiritually, that come to the physical realm, that they manifest spiritual first. Meaning as spiritually, some kids was trying to attack me and my children. And I had to dismember their ass. And they were not children of the light. They were children of the wicked, blood-sucking energy portals. Their eyes were lifeless, but their eyes were only receivers of all good energy. And when this kid was in a dream and I chopped this kid's neck off, I physically woke up the next day and I was walking and I seen a kid that looked like the kid in my dream. And the kid looked at me and I looked at the kid and the kid hurried up and turned his head and was like playful energy, like children of the corn. So I was crying after in a dream and I got on my knees because I never wanted to do that to a child because I love children. Like, y'all, I love children. I have to hold myself back from children. All children, white children, Chinese children, Arab children. I don't give a fuck. Children can be taught hate, the ones that are born here to be the light. And some children can simply be born of wicked. Some children are born of the highest light. However, once children find the balance, and if they don't have parents that balance them out, these children will be on the road to destruction. I felt my daughter fear of a little girl recent. My daughter was I'm scared of her. scared. My baby don't often use those words. And when I just went into warrior mode, protective prayer mode, because my daughter is such a sweetheart. The sweetest little piece of thing on earth. She can have her days, but she's mostly sweet. And the little girl is older than my daughter. So when I seen that, I instantly was like, warrior mode. So be very mindful of the children these days, because a lot of people have lost their power. So they're using their children now. Because if you harm a child in a physical, whether they're wrong or right, you shall be doomed. That is why one of the greatest secrets of all time was to hire children to do the dirty work for the devil. Why a lot of children were set up queens, set up kings, little princes and queens. They were setting people up and clipping them. Chosen people too. Oh, you got in close, you got in good. Keep doing it. You will often see that. Ashe. Be mindful, there is children like that. Another quick story time. So I remember at my old home, I never let my children were young, I never really let them play with anybody on the block. We kind of was always busy, or we did our own thing. The moment I started letting my little sister come over, which was a very big, one of the biggest monitoring spirits I ever had in my life, she came over. And the moment she came over, she started to attract these wicked children on the block, and they played all the time. However, after I started to notice the company, these kids started coming down there more. But the moment I told them kids they is no longer allowed to my home, they started to terrorize and attack my son and bully him. And my sister would come over and have his back, but it was like she was pulling that energy around. And when she walked, one time I was in my room and she was by my back window, and she was talking about my business to this little girl. She said she this and that, just bragging about my business. And it was so disrespectful. It was so heartfelt. It was so like my heart was hurting for that. Because yet again, we always overlook the children. And I was in the room and I hear her, and I could just hear my ancestors and my angels like, this is what we wanted you to see. All of them are against you, even if they're children or not. So we must be careful with the children that we have around us as well, because the enemy think they slick when they send a babe, especially when you love children. Ashe.